It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories.
It's too hot.
It's tiring.
And the sun is intense.
This is very warm for Denver.
Record-breaking heat is on the way for the Front Range.
It's going to be a scorcher this weekend. A heat advisory in effect for northeast Colorado on Saturday.
But if you're looking to take a dip to beat the heat, you might be coming up dry. Local pools are short-staffed and struggling to stay open.
I feel like those closures just causes parks like this to be overcrowded.
Plus, a social worker is taken to court after making reportedly false claims of child abuse against a city council member.
This case has exploded into something much bigger than what happened to me.
The case now opening doors to investigate Arapahoe County Human Services.
This is a fight for total justice for every single person that has been wronged by Arapahoe County DHS.
Well, somebody call Michael Mann because this weekend is all about heat. Jess, everyone got that reference, right?
I think everyone got it.
Yeah, I figured. Air Tracker 7 caught large crowds of people at Waterworld today, and you can't blame them because that might be the right idea going into this weekend.
The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory for these areas from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow as triple-digit temperatures make their way to the Front Range. Good evening, and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Danny New, and if you're not one of the lucky ones headed to the high country this weekend, we are in for a scorching weekend. Yum.
Let's send it to Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson, who's keeping an eye on what could be some near record-breaking temperatures. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, and I appreciate the Michael Mann reference. For those of you that might not know what we're talking about, he's one of the top climate scientists in the country and around the world out of Penn State University, and Dr. Mann has written many books about climate change and global warming. Speaking of warming, let's check out what we have today. 96 was the high in Denver, one of the hottest temperatures in the state. Grand Junction hit 97, as did Pueblo. We're on our way about 5 degrees hotter than that for tomorrow. Right now it's 82 in Denver, 84 still in Greeley. We do have a heat advisory northeast Colorado for tomorrow, 10 a.m. to about 8 p.m. There have been a few thunderstorms that have popped up in the heat. Even a little bit of small hail reported southeast Aurora, some gusty winds up to the west in the foothills, and a few stronger thunderstorms that continue out over Washington County and staying down in Lincoln County. This is what it looks like from our camera in Lyman, seeing some of those storms off in the distance. Here's the upshot. We have isolated evening storms. They're dying down. Tomorrow the heat comes back big time. 98 to 103 this weekend. Dry through Sunday. It turns cooler with some storms Monday and Tuesday. Your full 7-day coming up in about 15 minutes.
Thank you, Mike. And despite the heat, public pool access will be limited in Aurora this weekend.
Yeah, Denver 7's Patrick Perez spoke with officials who say that a shortage of lifeguards is to blame.
As we brace for temperatures at or near triple digits this weekend, swimmers at Aurora's Del Mar pool have the right idea.
I always come here, it's fun.
But getting access to the pool, especially on free admission Friday, was no easy feat.
If we don't get here within an hour or 45 minutes before they're open, we probably won't be able to get in.
When we stopped by Friday afternoon, a crowd of kids and parents was waiting outside as the pool had reached capacity. These lines are likely expected to last into the weekend, as it's the only public outdoor pool in Aurora open both Saturday and Sunday.
All of those pools are still experiencing some adjusted hours, and some of them have adjusted capacity levels as well.
Aaron Pulling with Aurora Parks Recreation and Open Space says they're still 50 short of their goal of 300 lifeguards. That means access to pools this hot weekend will be limited. In addition to Del Mar, Meadow Hills will be open only on Saturday from 10 to 6. Park Lane will be open only on Sunday during the same hours. Aqua Vista, Pheasant Run, and Village Green are all closed because of a lack of lifeguards.
If we were to be fully staffed, which we're hoping to in the next couple of weeks or so, then all of those pools, hypothetically, so again, hopefully, right, would be open to full capacity and full hours.
Until then, for families eager to get on the water, some planning ahead is required.
Saturday is open at 10. I come here from 9.
Patrick Perez, Denver 7.
And as for Denver pools, we checked, and all outdoor pools will be open this weekend. And actually, the city had to close 6 indoor pools to make that happen because Denver is also short on lifeguards. And if swimming, maybe not your thing, Aurora and the city of Denver is opening cooling centers for this weekend. We got a list of those locations and other tips to keep cool on thedenverchannel.com for you.
The partner of former Aurora Police Chief Vanessa Wilson made her first court appearance this morning. Robin Nicita is accused of falsely reporting an Aurora City Councilwoman for child abuse. Denver 7 investigative reporter Jennifer Kovaleski has been following this case closely. She was in the courtroom today and continues her reporting tonight.
Robin Nicita only spoke a few words to the judge, but Councilwoman Danielle Jurinsky didn't hold back. She says her story is exposing a larger problem within Arapahoe County DHS. Wearing jeans and sneakers, the partner of former Aurora Police Chief Vanessa Wilson walked into the Arapahoe County Courthouse. Robin Nicita made her first appearance in court following explosive allegations. She's accused of making a false child abuse report about City Councilwoman Danielle Jurinsky and her young son.
She looked exactly like her mugshot. It's the first time I've ever seen her in person, and there was a lot of anxiety for me.
Human Services found the allegations against Jurinsky to be completely false. The report was filed a day after the councilwoman criticized former Chief Wilson in a radio interview.
Vanessa Wilson is trash.
We wanted to see her, and we wanted her to see us. To me, she's the face of evil.
Councilwoman Jurinsky and her family were in the courtroom Friday.
Ms. Nicita, is there anything you want to say?
Nicita declined to talk in front of our cameras. She's charged with attempt to influence a public servant. And here's more. Nicita worked as a social worker in Arapahoe County, where she's accused of making that false report. Councilwoman Jurinsky is now calling on the county to review every case Nicita oversaw.
My eyes are wide open right now. And like I said, this case has exploded into something much bigger than what happened to me. This is no longer about me. This is a fight for total justice for every single person that has been wronged by Arapahoe County DHS.
Arapahoe County says the AG's office has agreed to help them review the cases in question. And the judge issued a protection order Friday, so Nicita can't go near the councilwoman. I'm Denver 7 investigative reporter Jennifer Kovaleski.
Thank you, Jen. And another Coloradan has been arrested and charged with participating in the January 6th insurrection last year. This is a picture of 33-year-old Tyler Etheridge. He was a youth pastor in Florida at the time of the insurrection, but has since moved back to Colorado Springs. And according to those court documents, Etheridge allegedly helped remove fencing around the Capitol. It says he then climbed up media scaffolding and encouraged others to keep fighting despite officers attempting to clear the crowd. Pictures also show Etheridge moving into the Capitol Rotunda and interacting with officers inside. And court documents go on to say that Etheridge said in a video that he would likely lose his job as a pastor and, quote, "If this makes me lose my reputation, I don't care," end quote. Etheridge faces felony and misdemeanor charges for his actions on that day.
The parents of an 11-year-old girl tragically run over by her school bus on the Western Slope in March are now suing the bus driver and the school district. Annalise Backner was running to catch her bus when she tripped and fell underneath the wheel and parachute. After investigating, Colorado State Patrol did not file charges, saying there were no signs of distraction or impairment. But Annalise's parents allege in the lawsuit filed in federal court yesterday that the bus driver did not look at his mirror or heed warnings from other students on the bus. The Backners say the surveillance video and witness accounts support their case in this lawsuit. Garfield County School District number 16 is also listed in the suit. An attorney for the district could not comment on the lawsuit.
On Thursday, 80 horses were brought to the Harmony Equine Center, which is an extension of the Dumb Friends League. Many had difficulty walking and some were severely emaciated, but the good news is many of the horses are on the road to recovery. Animal cruelty investigators were first alerted to the situation after receiving a tip and were able to negotiate the surrender of the horses. And because this is an open case, further details could not be provided. But those caring for the horses now say that many of them have already showed signs of recovery.
They have unlimited access to food and water. That in of itself is kind of what keeps horses pretty happy. And yeah, from there, our vet's treating anybody that she can treat and going through and doing the best that she can to keep everybody comfortable and pain-free.
CB Cotton will have a full report coming up tonight at 10. And in the meantime, the woman you just heard from tells Denver 7 that the medical expenses for these horses are going to be astronomical. So if you want to help, you can head to denverchannel.com, find the Denver 7 Gives section, where you will see the drop-down tag, Help Neglected Horses. Denver 7 is a media partner with the Dumb Friends League.
An update tonight to a story Denver 7 has been following for the past several days. We're told one of the elevators is now working at Columbine Towers near Federal and Colorado Avenue. Residents of the 15-story building told us last weekend that both of the building's elevators had been out of service for more than 2 weeks. And at least one elderly woman was badly hurt after falling on concrete stairs. The building's management tells Denver 7 they are now working on getting the other elevator up and running.
This park was my home for like 2 or 3 years.
Colorado's unhoused crisis is only getting worse, and cities are struggling to find long-term solutions.
Families stopped coming down here. You just have to be alert and aware in a way you didn't have to be before.
We're taking an in-depth look at the efforts, large and small, to get people off the streets and break the cycle of homelessness.
It doesn't cost money, it doesn't cost a lot of time, but there's always something, you can do.